Everybody, welcome to Supernatural Gonzo, the supernatural in our world. Believe. I'm your host and founder of the site, VanLiere, and we're doing some video alongside the stories. Gonna keep that going. And we've done some UFO activity. So let's get into ghosts, spirits, phantasmagoria on this one. San Diego is known for being a haunted city. I didn't know that until I moved there in 2001. But they have a whole haunting tours, and apparently there's a lot of spiritual activity going on there. After living there for 11 years and realizing that the whole area is full of what I believe to be vortexes and portals and places where the veil is thin, I'm definitely a believer and saw many things. And I think that's why the military is so heavily embedded there, because of these places and portals, because of the veil being thin. I believe that's why there's a ton of military there. We're going to have a whole article on that here on the site. Coming soon. But yeah, everybody, thanks for your support. Let's have some fun. This one, so I lived in San Diego, I don't know, probably maybe 4 years at this point. One of my best friends, Jer, we both moved to San Diego from Michigan. He had been out there about the same amount of time as me, and we're both, I'm in my late 20s at this point. He's a couple years younger than me, but we're both drinking hard, partying too much, and both, I can't speak for him, but I speak for myself. I was a practicing alcoholic, and I think Jared would agree that he also had a drinking problem. And, well, we get psychedelic quite often as well. The drop of a hat. Good times. So, he's living in downtown San Diego. There was a bar down there that, this like underground bar called Landlord Jim's. It was called Landlord Jim's because the guy that owned the bar also owned these shitbox apartments above the bar. Cool underground spot that had a small DJ booth and dance floor, and then another dance floor in the back, and Landlord Jim's had a following. Like, it was a cool spot. We had a lot of fun there. Many people might be randomly psychedelic on certain whatever nights, and then they might be playing something weird, like, and cool on a TV above the bar, like, The Adventures of Bern von Munchausen or something like that. And the DJs were always good. It was a cool spot. So my buddy Jer got one of the shitbox apartments upstairs because it was cheap. But yeah, they're just small, rundown. The building was from probably like the 1930s. Dilapidated, and but one bedroom apartment was cheap. So I wasn't living there, but I would go go down and hang out with Jared for a couple days, and we'd, party and do it up. And well, he wasn't in there long, and other people that lived there, told him that the whole building was haunted. Apparently, in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, the building had become like a flop house for a lot of heroin addicts. And apparently there were, as to be expected, a fair number of overdose deaths there. So, Jared heard that the place was haunted. We both did. And it didn't take long for being there that we became believers. So there's one morning, I crashed there on his couch. We get super baked sometimes, and the munchies kick in, and I was a jackass and would make the mistake of eating an entire bag of Ruffles potato chips. Oof, before bed. Yeah, hydrogenated oil, not good. All that hydrogenated oil, So it comes around like 4 a.m. Oh yeah, it hits me. Ooh. I fought the sickness for a while, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna yak. I did. Ran to the bathroom. I'm hurling. Jerry's like, dude, are you alright? I'm like, good, bro. Just too many potato chips. But after that, I clean up. I'm walking out the bathroom. Mind you, there's no windows or open windows or wind. The door totally like slams behind me, like, whoa. And then the events with the doors continued to happen. No wind, just doors slamming, lights coming on and off. A lot of the usual stuff. But then, so I'm there for a couple days. Jared goes to work. I'm just chilling out. I think I was smoking and smoking some herb and watching Twin Peaks in his little living room there. And mind you, you would hear things too in the walls moving around, You definitely got the spooky, creepy vibe, right? Well, he's at work. I had like paused peaks for a minute and heard what sounded like a bunch of people stampeding down the hallway outside his apartment. I mean, it was like a stampede. I go out there, no one at all. And no one going down the stairs. The stairs were just past his apartment door, and it only went down then one floor to the exit where you could hear somebody then exit if they had gone past. No exit, no one, nothing out there. So that was upped the creepy vibe a little bit. And and I'm super baked. I'm like, I was drinking at this point, so settled my nerves. I slammed some more arrogant bastard ale. At least I wasn't doing vodka at that point. Not at that time of day yet. So I returned to Peaks and escaping in the town of Twin Peaks, Snoqualmie Falls, Washington. Beautiful spot. Rest in peace, David Lynch. Brought us some good stuff, fun, quirky characters, and Frost. Great show. So I returned to Peaks. Some time goes by, and then I hear the what? Oh, let me set this up for you. I'm in the front living room. There's a half partition divider wall separating the kitchen from the little living room, and then a walkway passing into the kitchen. No door, so you can hear everything happening in the kitchen behind you. All of a sudden, I hear the water turn on, the kitchen faucet. I hear drawers open and cupboards open, and but I hadn't heard anybody come in the front door. And Jerry usually announces himself, so I was like, "Hey, Jared, what's up, man? You know, what's happening, bro? You back from work?" No answer. I try again. "Yo, Jared, is that you, man? Home from work?" No answer. Just hear the water running. Full blast. So at this point, my hair starts pricking up on my arms. You can just feel it. There's this cold feeling in the air. I am unnerved at this point. And I'm pretty frozen. I then stand up and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Come on, man, don't be wimp. You gotta go into the kitchen and see what's up." So I battle this little dialogue in my head for a bit because I am scared at this point. You just have these premonitions sometimes of like coming around the corner, and it's like from Carrie, and there's like this knife hovering in the air and it flies at you or some shit. That's from Carrie. That was in my kind of stuck in my head. But I faced my fear. I'm like, okay, be a man. You gotta walk in and see what's up in the kitchen. Well, I go around the corner and, yep, a number of drawers are open, cupboards wide open, faucet blasting, no one there. Yeah, total like Poltergeist moment, Sixth Sense. Like, I was like, whoa. So it was intense. At that point, I didn't know what I know now about a lot of like spiritual matters and the occult and what's happening with some of these spirits. I was not even a dilettante at that point. But something in me told me to just like talk to the ghosts, the spirits. And so I did. I just said, hello, I know this is your place, and I want you to know I mean you no harm. Full respect for you. If there's anything you need to show me or tell me, please do. And I acknowledge that this is your place. And that seemed to go over well. Because, I'll say things chilled out after that. That was intense. I've had another ghost spirit experience up at Multnomah Falls, Oregon. That's a whole nother story on here about the restaurant lodge there at the falls, which is haunted. That's to come. But what I've since learned from a spiritual occult standpoint, and I've said this before, the occult gets a bad rap with a lot of religious fundamentalists. There is the light and there is the dark occult, okay? But occult itself is not negative. It just means hidden. Hidden spiritual truths. The ancient mysteries. It's fascinating and very empowering. But what I've since come to learn in my studies is that with humans that have become drawn into physicality, into the desires of physicality intensely, and have adopted a addiction to certain things of this physical world, if they are still under that addiction and decadent practice when they die, that it can bind certain spiritual bodies to this earth plane where they're unable to transcend into the higher spheres. Rudolf Steiner gets into that we have, a physical body, an etheric body, an astral body, and an ego, an I, an ego, the higher self. But that these bodies, are unable to dissipate and transcend to the higher spheres for life between death and a new birth, and to get bound to this earth sphere if they die in such circumstance. I think this building was proof to that, with how many people had died practicing heroin addictions there, and the amount of ghost or spirit activity that was there, I think is proof to this occult fact. Some poltergeist stuff. I gotta revisit Poltergeist. Anyways, it's the kind of paranormal stuff that makes you just want to scratch your toes. Anyways, much love, guys. Supernatural Gonzo. I'm gonna keep it fun. Things are gonna get a lot cooler. This isn't that cool, obviously, but let's have some fun. It's all supernatural. It's all paranormal. We just only see the shit sometimes. Let's see it all the time. Believe.